down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
What's going on, Savvy investors? This is your friend Steve VanCauwenbergh, the Savvy Landlord, here with an unusual subject. That's right. I'm breaking off 37 things that you would regret when you're getting old. Yep, getting going, getting old. So I went through, this is part 2. If you haven't listened to part 1, which is episode 356, you should check out those 7. And I'm going to break off some more. I don't know how many I'm going to do, but we're going to keep rolling. First of all, you shouldn't have regrets, okay? And so you need to jump on this stuff, and hopefully some of these things will ring a bell, ding-a-ling in your head, and you will start moving in the right direction with no regret. Number 8, letting yourself be defined by gender roles. Few things are as sad as an old person saying, well, it just wasn't done back then. Well, today's 2017, July, and, you know, all things are equal. Race, color, creed, sex, female, gender, whatever. I know it's freaky with the bathrooms, but hey, you got to just mold and shape. And whatever my beliefs may be different than yours, or yours are different than mine, but we all like green, which is cash, and we all bleed red. All right. So I love all people, but don't let gender roles define you because you're a female or you're homosexual. You can't do whatever you want to do, but don't be defined by roles in general, but don't be defined by gender roles. Now, this is a statistical article that I'm basing this off of. So I'm reading it here, but you get the gist. All right. Number 9, not quitting a terrible job. Means to an end. You got to pay the bills, but if you don't make the plan to improve your situation, you may make a one day later 40 years in hell. I mean, seriously. Now, I know if you're a millennial, you're listening to this, it's okay to jump around from job to job. People socially accept that. But listen, if you're in a position right now and you hate that job, look, man, there's a homie friend of mine that's been working for me for a long time, and we always say, I'd rather take a pay cut and enjoy my job than getting paid more and being miserable. And so if you got to dump the car, I'm hanging out with this new cat, and, he has this high-end $45,000 truck, and he told me the other day that he's going to sell it and get a little, I don't know what it's called, a little tiny car. It's an electric car. Still, sometimes you're going to make decisions. If you got in a pickle, get out of it. But whatever you do, don't hold on to that terrible job, especially for 40 years later, and you hate it. Number 10, not trying hard enough in school. Oof, that just speaks volumes to Daddy Ball. It's not just that your grades play a role. Now, if you read a lot of Rich Dad Poor Dad like I do, I love his saying. He's like, your net worth is your report card. Yeah, I like that. Your net worth. It doesn't matter that you flunked out of Spanish, beep, beep, or you got an A in nutrition, boop, boop, and you're broke, right? You got straight A's and you're doing good, but that's really not doing it. But here's the thing. A lot of people, and I know I got some young kids listening to the podcast. Yep. Listen, just if you're in school, go all balls out. And I'm going to get this out on the table right now. I feel in me personally that I need to go back to school. Now, I'm anti-college, okay? Just be clear. This $1 trillion debt, people going to college thinking they're going to get some high-paying job, I think that's all bogus. But I do, and I am deficient, okay, in an area that I think that I need that's crippling me, and that's called accounting. I said it, accounting. I hire accountants, and I've got myself to this point in my life, but I'm missing something. If I want to raise 40 million and I want to borrow more money, I need to know a lot more. And I'm reading the Rich Dad Poor Dad book called, I can't remember what it is, brand new. It's off the chain. It's real easy to read. It's got a lot of graphs on there. And I was reading the story, and he was like, what he bought for his wife for her birthday was an accounting class. She's like, imagine being married to that dude, Kiyosaki, constantly just educating you all day. But he's like, if you want to be a superstar business person and a high I, investments in B quadrant, I quadrant, you need to be a master of accounting, and that's kind of an area that I've just been, 2 + 2 is 4, right? Accrual or manager, bang. So I enrolled in college. Yep. August 21st. If you're in Oklahoma City on Rose State Campus Community College, your boy VC. But number 10 says, I'm going to try harder. Just for fun, I'm going to get an A. Like, I'm going to finish up my enrollment. I'm going to go buy my little book, and I'm going to just read the book before I can get into class. Wow. I've never done that before. I've gone to college and picked up my book the day after, after the first day, because I know they're just going to hang out the syllabus and there's nothing. You see, this is dumb, right? And that's a regret that you're going to have if you're in college or you're thinking about college. Are you in high school right now? I don't know who you are, but I know somebody out there right now is reading this and you're not trying hard enough. Have not tried hard enough in school. If you've commit to something, go all balls out. Big ball, big ovaries, whatever. Don't be offended. Go out and just whip tail. Knock it out. Be the baller. Get the A. Be the one that breaks the curve or sets the curve. What's the term? Why not? Right? Why not? Now, at the end of the day, if you get a C, no big deal. I love the banker. It never calls me up. Hey, VanCauwenbergh, I noticed you got a C in Spanish, but we're still going to loan you $1 million, right? I mean, the goal here is to produce wealth, to live the lifestyle, but go big, go hard in school. Number 11, not realizing how beautiful you are. Oh, man. Get emotional on you, right? You are beautiful. I don't care what color you are, where you're from, if you're from OKC or from Chattanooga or from Houston or from Illinois or from Indiana or from New York or California, Sacramento. It don't matter. You're beautiful. Too many people at a young age are unhappy the way they look, right? Here's a crazy story. I don't even know if you know this. I know that I've grown up in a weird generation, but people were dogging people on breast augmentation. I know this is the Savvy Radio Show. We talking about tatis, you know what I'm saying? But hey, that's how we do. But someone was like, people were like, man, that girl got a boob job, right? And people dog people for that. Well, there's a story. If you don't know this, and I was a voracious Zig Ziglar fan. Like, dude, that dude was like my dad. Zig Ziglar was my dad. Like, I wanted to meet that mother. That dude inspired me. Not only that I loves Jesus, and he would always made an impact, but his stuff was his bomb. But did you know that his daughter had a breast job or augmentation or breast, whatever the freak you call it? Put the plastic in into the jugs. You know what I'm saying? But she got it done, and he's a Christian. I can imagine when people if it makes her feel beautiful, he was like, I'm all in. You are beautiful. Realize that you're beautiful. My wife thinks I'm beautiful, and I'm like, you sure? That's just how it is. We got all low self-esteem, but do not have the regret that you are beautiful. If you don't think call me up, and I'll tell you beautiful. You're beautiful. Number 12. Being afraid to say I love you. Man. Now, don't say I love you so you can get some, all right? But, when you're old, it don't care if love wasn't returned. Only thing that you made known that you were loved, okay? So think of it like that. Don't be afraid to, I was hanging out with my boy Thomas, and he's such a great friend. I look at even my man Russ that gave me this information. I don't even know him. I only see him once a month, but I could just see I have love for him because I could tell he has love for me. Just say, I know it's awkward. I told my boy, man, I love you. And he's like, okay, how do you reciprocate? You just say, I love you too. Don't be afraid to say, I love you. I love you. I love the folks that email me. I love the folks that send me an encouraging word. I even love the busters that say that I'm whack, because I'm not trying to win people. I'm not getting paid out here. This Savvy Radio Show, man, every day I think about this show and I'm like, man, I got to get on the microphone again. I don't see a return, but I just feel that there's a voice in this muddy world that, I don't know if anybody else does it. I know I got about 10 friends that hit me up. I appreciate you. I love you. Start saying, I love you. Number 13, not listening to your parents' advice. Now, I really didn't have a parent, but my mom did teach me, and I learned a lot from my mom. I wish I would have learned from my dad. I learned not a lot of things what not to do, right? So advice. But it says you don't want to hear it when you're young, but I'm telling you, the truth is true. I mean, I'm having kids right now, and I'm just trying to break them off, trying to teach them about money. I'm trying to teach them. I mean, they're only 6, 6, 8. Even Katie, she doesn't even get it yet. But not listen. The thing that I learned, they've been on the earth a little bit longer. Now, not all their advice is great, but their advice is good, and you should have listened to it a little bit and decipher on your own. 14. Spending your youth self-absorbed. You're a little embarrassed, like everything's all about you. It's not about you. When you get kids, when you get married, it's not. I can't go out and play basketball. Like I used to ball all the time. I love basketball, and like I came back from a trip with my homie, and I came back and I was like, man, I need to ride a bike. I'm getting Chubb Delucious out here, and I can't. I got to help my wife. It's not self-absorbed, and so you got to put yourself down. And stop spending your youth serve if you're in high school, serve when you're in college, go give to somebody. It's not all about you. 15, caring too much about what other people think. Bam, bam, bam. In 20 years, you won't give a damn about anything that someone else said about you. I learned this. I don't know who, maybe it was Anthony Robbins. He said, people they don't care about you. They don't. They act like they do, but they really don't. When push comes to shove, if I'm going to pay my mortgage or my daughter's going to have surgery, what am I going to do? The banks don't care about me, right? You just got to, stop worrying about what other people think about you. They don't care about you. They don't. And so while you're trying to jack and jive, you're trying to get a BMW or some car because it makes you feel good because you're trying to kick it with your homies in your neighborhood, or you're trying to buy in a neighborhood that it doesn't make sense for you. You're worrying about what other people think. I got to stop. I have a tattoo on my elbow, man, and I'm serious. I think the bankers, so crazy, never knew I had a tattoo. And I was always insecure about that tattoo. And I don't necessarily regret that, but I know, and I do know, that people judge you what they see in you. Now, I know it's the truth, but so I play the game. I wear the shirt. But I don't care if that dude doesn't want to do business with me. That's just how it is. But don't be jammed up what other people think about you. You're beautiful. Remember, number 16, supporting other dreams over your own. Supporting other dreams is a beautiful thing, but when it means you never get to shine. There's some female out there right now, you understand, supporting someone else's dreams and not doing your dreams doesn't make you any more glamorous or make you any more better than the average. Denying your dreams, denying your life for 40 years of marriage or whatever, and then this is what I love about my relationship with my wife and I. We up front, right up the gate. I'm like, this is what I want to do. These are the things that I would like to experience. Are you down with those? And my wife wants to run a marathon in every city. Wow. Good luck with that. 50 cities, how 5 a year? That's folks, that's 10 years. 10 years of a dream. At first, I was a little, and in the beginning, my wife started going on these trips on her own, like run a marathon. All right, go have fun. Call me back if you need me. And then I started supporting the dream. But now my wife is the same thing. When my dream was to speak on the stage, and Mr. Landlord gave me that opportunity. Amen. Did my wife fly out there with me? No, she supported me. Now she had to sacrifice with 3 little babies at the crib. It's murder when they're young in diapers. But I was out there, hanging out with my homies and speaking, and I was fulfilling my dream. So I think that it's not cool, and don't have this regret, number 16, looking over your own goals and not doing your own dreams because you think you're doing something positive for somebody. I think it should be a mutual consent. When I first got married, my wife is baller, okay? She has 3 degrees. I have no degrees. She's, I was amazed everything that she does. She works as a radiation therapist. I'm like, how'd you get that job? I went and mirrored somebody for 2 weeks. Mirrored somebody? Who thinks of that? I'm out here real estate crushing it. People don't call me, hey man, I want to kick it with you. I'm always humble when people, like, even out of state. That's what's so bomb. People flying in, they're like, hey, I want to hang out with you for a day. Does it cost anything? How does that work? I mean, mirror somebody. But my wife was like just all into her job. She administers radiation, like you got cancer, you're on the deathbed, and you get zapped. My wife is the one that zaps you. Now, my wife doesn't do that no more, but I knew that my wife has a chemistry degree, has a radiation degree, has blah, blah degree. We're going to work on her dream for a while. Now, I was very clear and upfront. Hey, we're going to do your thing now. As long as, we're getting paid too. Let's sustain it. But hey, these are my dreams. These are the places that I want to attend. This is the trips I want to go to. I'm willing to sacrifice for now, but don't be mad at me later when one of my homies calls me up and he's like, hey, let's go to ET in Michigan and it's going to be 4 days and it's going to cost a G. Is that going to be okay? Because that's the dream. That's the thing that I want to do. And is that going to be okay with you? 17, not moving fast enough. Man, I see these people in my world. They're just amazed that I, go get a loan, go buy a house. Yeah, I make mistakes, but you got to move fast. Old people look back at long periods they spent picking themselves off the ground as nothing but wasted time. You just lackadaisical hanging around waiting for the magic to happen. You're not moving fast enough. Go make the magic. Go do it. Go, if you want to move, make it happen. Try. You can always go back. But don't just say, I'm going to start my diet tomorrow. No, start your diet today. Get down, the law of diminishing intent. Get down and do 5 push-ups or 5 sit-ups or 10 sit-ups and 1 push-up or no push-up, but do something. The law of diminishing intent is that people are not making an effort. If you really want to do real estate, Facebook me and I'll slap you and I'll tell you to read the book. Now, what's going to happen? Read the book. You don't read the book, you ain't moving fast enough. Well, right now I'm reading Diana Steele and I'll get to it. Right now, Breaking Bad's on and shut the TV off on me. You want to be wealthy? Shut the effing TV off. You want to do it? Go to a seminar. Go be friends. Go work for somebody for free. But make a move on something fast enough. Number 18, holding grudges, especially with those you love. Man, this is hard in general, right? My dad left. It's hard. It's hard to see my dude on Facebook. It's hard to see that he's all chummy with all these people, this other family. With his wife of many, whatever. I don't want to get into it, but and he says, "Oh, I want to spend time with you," or I even reached out to the dude. I was like, "Hey, I bought this property and out of state. I got to do some rehab. Let's connect, right? Hey, let's meet in the middle." And it was during Thanksgiving. Well, he's like, "Man, I'm busy right now." I mean, I haven't seen this dude like twice in my whole life. I'm 43 years old, and you're a buster, right? But I've got to come to grips with myself. That's just who this joker is, right? I'm trying to be all that I can be. You want to be in my world, make an effort. But I can't hold a grudge against them, especially the ones that love. And stop reliving the anger over and over again. That's 18, okay? Don't do it. Just stay back. And you just got to accept people who they are. Everyone's beautiful. Even my dad, that I'm not a big fan, and you could see the pain in my heart. But it's okay. That's his life. He's missing out. I'm OG. I'm here in Oklahoma City doing it big. I got a great family. I got beautiful kids. Man, we would love to have a grandfather in our life. We don't want no money from you, dude. We don't want you to send us a birthday card. I'm stoked on a birthday card. But be involved, like for real, be involved. Like but I'm not going to hold a grudge against them. I'm not going to change people. I can't change people, but I can change myself. And myself is I need to let go and not hold a grudge against that dude. All right. Number 19, not standing up for yourself. Man, I'm telling you, there's many times where I just kind of just bow down to people or kind of duck and dodge. Nope. Take a stand. Old people don't take shit from anyone, and either should you. That's right. Stand up for yourself from day one. Now, listen, you got your boy VanCauwenbergh here in Oklahoma City. I love it when my friends call me. They're struggling. Yeah, man, this dude, blah, blah. Let me come out there. Let me help you. Here's my attorney. This is what you need to do. Do this. Take a stand for yourself and stop living in fear, all right? Take a stand for yourself. I'm going to say it one more time. Take a stand for what you believe and what you're doing. If you in the closet and you need to jump out of the closet, whatever you need to do, take a stand. You're going to get some blowback. Society doesn't care, but that's okay. But stand up for yourself. This is who you believe. This is what I do. I'm not trying to cookie cut who I am, or I'm trying to live some fake facade. I love E.T. Eric Thomas. Man, he's like, if you listen to his stuff, Dr. Thomas, it's like his mixtape, like not the latest one, the one before. He's like, if you ain't, you could do it out in the real world, show everybody you're some millionaire, but at home, you got a home wreck, right? The dude's doing his wife's laundry. I mean, that's just what it is at the VanCauwenberghs. You come to the crib, man, I'm out here, I'm doing my own laundry. I do my own laundry. Yep. Now, I want to outsource that. My wife won't let me, right? But but that's what it is. Take a stand for who you are. All right. Now, I know I'll get on tangents. Number 20, and I'm done with the 20. Not volunteering enough. Okay, not volunteering enough. And I think that, man, it's sad to go back on your deathbed. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I mean, I'm trying. This is volunteering. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm volunteering for the real estate community. Will I benefit from this? Maybe someone wants to partner with me on a deal. Maybe someone wants to do private lending. Maybe I can loan out some private money. I don't know. That would be great. Okay, I'm excited. But I'm telling you that when you don't want to be on your deathbed, and you could I'm telling you this, volunteering for Whiz Kids is Whiz Kids. Google it up. There's a Whiz Kids in Colorado. Teaching children to read has been the most beneficial here to me. And it's just like, I don't want to be the dude. I want to do the very best. Now, it's tough. I want to volunteer at my church, and I can't right now. I got 3 kids. But I know when my kids get to high school, or they're involved when the high school program, dude, I'm going to be involved. I'm going to be that dude. I'm going to be that dad. When they need a chaperone in high school and they're going on to prom, I'm going to be that dude on the dance floor. I'm going to be that dad, right? I'm going to volunteer. When they need a chaperone to go to Europe, hey, I'm going to be that guy. When they need someone to copy buddies that copies for, I'm going to be that guy. All right. Be that person, be that gal, be that guy, and volunteer. You will receive more than your hour. I donate 2 hours. It's so little, but every Thursday, 100 people call me. Every Thursday I got a closing, or every Thursday I got something going on. But I'm telling you, when I brush it to the side, and I'm like, man, maybe next year I'm not gonna do Whiz Kids. I got no time. But I go there, and I'm reading with this kid, and I know that he has no daddy. I know that he struggles, and his highlight of the week is to kick it with me. Go volunteer.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at SavvyRadioShow.com. Connect on Twitter @LandlordBook, and always be buying assets.